Hello everyone, this is Vinita and welcome to Hopeful Turns. In today's video, I'll be sharing with you a pattern for a very basic crochet scarf. So if you're someone who is just getting started in crochet or are an absolute beginner, you can give this pattern a try. It is really very simple, easy and beginner friendly. Now, if you see the pattern here, I have just made it in stripes. It's not a completely striped pattern, but I have given stripes towards the bottom and over the neck area. But you can definitely customize it according to your taste. You can make it in 2 colors or 3 colors. It's all up to you. You can even make it in 1 color if you want to. So play around with the colors. You can even color block it. So what I mean by color blocking is, instead of just going for a few stripes, you can make this entire block with 1 color, then this block with another color. So you can do a color blocked scarf also with this pattern. So it's all up to you. And I find that it's a very good gifting option. So you can make this scarf in your colors, in the sense that you can make, if you're gifting it for someone, you can make it in their favorite colors, their sports team, their favorite sports team, their university, school, or if they are into like Harry Potter kind of a thing. So you can introduce the Harry Potter colors and make this scarf. So it's quite a versatile pattern, even though it's a very basic one. Now the dimensions of the scarf I will put in the description box. All the details you'll get there. So I have made it long enough to wrap it once around my neck. But if you want, you can make it longer. If you want to wrap it 2 or 3 times, just increase the length. It's totally up to you. And I have added some fringes here. If you're not a fan of that, just totally skip that off. It's just an optional thing. Now apart from that, I would just like to say that it's going to be a slow video because it's intended for beginners. So if you are an intermediate to advanced level crocheter, I would highly recommend that you speed this up or skip the parts where you find it really very slow. So just according to your needs, just skip or forward. And if you are a beginner, like a total beginner, I would recommend one video. So if you click on the link that is coming up here, it will take you through the very basics of crochet. So I would highly recommend you watch that once. But anyway, I will be showing everything step by step required for this pattern. So even if you are a beginner, you can definitely come along and we'll make this scarf. Okay, so first let's see the supplies that you'd require. So for the scarf here, I have used a medium 4-weight acrylic yarn. So I've used 2 colors, a dark brown and a creamish light brown. So these are the 2 colors I have used. It's a medium 4-weight or a worsted weight acrylic yarn. Now you can use any medium 4-weight yarn, or if you do not have a medium 4-weight yarn, you can use any other weight yarn also. You just have to use the recommended hook size for it. So for my pattern here, I have used a size I or a 5.5 mm crochet hook. Now apart from that, you would require a pair of scissors and a yarn needle to weave in the ends. Now for this pattern, if you're just making in 1 color, you may need maximum of 200 grams of yarn. You will not need that much. So a little less than 200 grams of yarn if you're making it with 1 color only. So here I have used about 150 grams for the main color and not 50 gram, it's just less than. So I would say about 30 to 40 gram of the second color for the stripes I have used. So in total, you should be requiring less than 200 grams of yarn. Okay, so that's all for the supplies. Now, if you're looking for some other crochet patterns for scarves or shawls or beanies, I do have a few on my channel. So I'll put all the links in the description box. If you're interested, you can check that out. Now before moving forward, a small request. If at any point in the video you like what you see, please do not forget to press on the like button. And if you're new to my channel, please do consider subscribing. Now let's just get started with the pattern. So we'll start our pattern by making a slip knot first. So to make a slip knot, you take your yarn and then loop it around your finger like an X. Once you have that, take this loop out and pull your working yarn through this loop like this. So this here is your slip knot and you can attach your hook to the slip knot. All right. So our slip knot is made. Now we are going to make chain stitch. So for my scarf here, I'm going to make a total of 28 chain stitches. Okay, so let's see how to make a chain stitch. So for a chain stitch, you just go left, you go under your yarn and pull up a loop. So this is my first chain stitch. Again, we'll do that. Go left, go under your yarn and pull up a loop. This is my second chain stitch. I'll show you again. Go left under your yarn and pull up a loop. This is my third chain stitch. Like this, I'm going to make a total of 28 chain stitches. Now the number of chain stitch totally depends on the width of the scarf that you're looking for. So for me, I'm just going to put 28 chain stitch and that will be the width of the scarf. Now if you want a much more wider scarf, just increase the number of chain stitch. If you want a much narrower scarf, just adjust the chain stitch. So the number of chain stitch that you put will determine the width of the scarf. All right, and there is no odd number, even number or any multiples. You can put as many chain stitch as you want. So I'll first make my 28 chain stitches. So here I have made my 28 chain stitch and this here will be the width of the scarf. Now once you are ready with the chain stitch, we will start row 1. Now for row 1, we have to skip the first 3 chain stitch. If you see there is a loop that is there on the hook, we are not going to count it as any stitch, but from the hook. So if you see here, this is my first chain stitch, this is my second chain stitch, this is my third chain stitch. So we are going to skip 3 chain stitches from the hook, 1, 2, 3. And into the 4th stitch, we are going to work a double crochet. Okay. So to make a double crochet, you have to yarn over first, insert your hook into the 4th stitch. You have to skip 3 stitches. So into the 4th stitch, I'm inserting my hook, pull up a loop. You have 3 loops on your hook, yarn over, pull through the first 2, again yarn over and pull through the next 2. So this here is my first double crochet. Now the chain 3 that you have skipped will be acting as a first double crochet. Okay, so I'll just get back to it once I finish this row. Okay, so here we have made 1 double crochet. Into the next stitch also we are going to make a double crochet. So for that, yarn over, insert your hook into the next stitch and pull up a loop. You have 3 loops, yarn over, pull to the first 2, yarn over, pull to the next 2. Okay, so this here is your second double crochet. Like this, I'm just going to make a row of double crochet till I reach the very first stitch. So we'll do that. So yarn over, insert your hook, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull to the first 2, yarn over, pull to the next 2. Again, yarn over, insert your hook into the next stitch, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull to the first 2 loops, again yarn over, pull to the next 2 loops. So here, if you see here, we are getting a row of double crochet. So I'll just continue this and meet you at the end of this row. Just make a row of double crochets. So here I'm almost at the end of row 1. I have 2 stitches left, so I thought of doing it with you. So into the last 2 stitches also you have to put 1 double crochet each. So this is my very last stitch. Here again I'm going to put a double crochet. Okay, so that will complete our row 1. Now if you have started with 28 chain stitches, you would have made 25 double crochets. So you can just count your stitches. So this is how wide it is, and you should have 25 double crochet plus your chain 3. Now the chain 3 here that we have made, we are going to treat it as a double crochet. So in total you will have 25 plus 1, 26 double crochets. Okay, so that is the end of row 1. We will start with row 2, and from here onwards it is just a repeat of row 2. So to start row 2, we will first of all turn our work and then we will make a single crochet. Okay, so we'll make the single crochet into the very first stitch here. See this here is your stitch. We are going to make a single crochet there. So just insert your hook into that stitch and then pull up a loop. you have 2 loops, yarn over, pull through both. So this is 1 single crochet, and we are going to put 1 more single crochet on top of this. So that single crochet will go on this stitch or this loop that is there. So I'll show you. If you see, this is the stitch where we are going to insert our hook. Okay, then we'll complete our single crochet. So pull up a loop, yarn over and pull through both. So this will be the first stitch of every row from here onwards. We are stacking single crochet on top of each other, and this will be the height of a double crochet. Now sometimes we do chain 3 and treat it as a double crochet, but the problem with that is you get a big hole there, so it doesn't look good. So in order to avoid the gap or the hole, we are stacking 2 single crochet on top of each other. Now after this, you just have to make a row of double crochets. So we'll do that. So yarn over into your next stitch, this one here, insert your hook, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull to the first 2, yarn over, pull to the next 2. So this is our second double crochet. So this one we are going to treat it as a double crochet. So this is 1, this is 2. Come to the next stitch and again make a double crochet. So this one will be 3. Like that, you just go on completing this row of double crochet also. So I'll just make a double crochet row and join you at the end of this row and show you where to put the very last double crochet. So just make a row of double crochet. So this is how it will be. So here I'm at the end of row 2. So this is how your double crochet row will look like. I have just one last stitch left, and that last stitch will go on top of the chain 3. So we had skipped 3 chain stitches here. So this is the third chain here. There we are going to put our last double crochet. Now if you have any confusion, just count back. Now if you count this 2 single crochet stacked up together and all the double crochet, you should be having a total of 25 double crochet, and this one where you are going to put on top of your chain 3 will be the 26th. So yarn over, find your third chain stitch. So if you see, this is 1, 2 and 3. On top of that, you have to put your very last double crochet. I've just taken 1 loop, it should be a V. So take another loop, 2 loops should be there. There we have it. Then complete your double crochet. Okay, so that completes your row 2, and row 2 again should now have a total of 26 double crochet. So 26 double crochet should be repeated over and over again till you reach the height or the length of your scarf. Now the number of double crochet, if you are starting with a different chain stitch, you can just take like whatever is the chain stitch number minus 2. That many double crochet you should be having in every row. So I'll start the third row again with you. So for this, you just turn your work. We are doing just the repeat of row 2. Turn your work, and first stitch we are going to put 2 single crochet on top of each other. So this is the first stitch. Okay, into this I'm going to make a single crochet first. So this is the single crochet, and the next single crochet I will do on this loop, the leftmost loop. So insert your hook, pull up a loop, yarn over and pull through both. So this will complete a single crochet, and then go ahead and make a row of double crochets like this. Into the next stitch again I'm going to put a double crochet like this. I'll just complete this row of double crochet and show you how to make the very last stitch. And here again, when you finish, you should have the exact same number of double crochet that you had started with. So for me it should be 26 double crochet. Alright, so I'll just complete this row. So here I'm at the end of row 3. I have the very last stitch left. So the very last double crochet will go on top of the single crochet that you have stacked up one on top of each other. So this here is the 2 single crochet that we have stacked, and if you just twist it, you can find the V here, and this is where we are going to make our very last double crochet. Okay, so till here we have done. This is the very last stitch. So yarn over, insert your hook into the very last stitch. So this is actually the single crochet, and there we are going to put a double crochet like this. So this will complete our row 3. and row 3 again should have the exact same number of double crochet as row 1. So make sure you have the same stitch count in every row from here onwards. So for me it was 26 double crochet. Okay, so that is the end of row 3. We will start row 4. Now you can make the entire scarf with one color, so you can just go ahead and repeat same row 2 or row 3. It's the same, just turn your work, stack up 2 single crochet and then make a full row of double crochet, and you can just go on continuing it. I'm just going to show you how to change color now. So if you see, this was my scarf here. So what I did is I first made 10 rows with the dark brown color, and then I changed my colors here. Now it is not necessary that you should make 10 rows and change. If you want, you can change the color after third, fourth, whatever is your preference. You can change the color and then do it according to what you have in mind. So what I did is I made 10 rows with the dark brown, then I shifted to the cream color. So I made 2 rows with cream color, again 2 rows with dark brown and 2 rows with cream, and then I continued with the dark brown. Okay, so that is the pattern that I made, but as I said, you can just play around with colors. You can introduce 2 or 3 colors. I'll show you how to change the colors. Now to change the color, we will have to just take this out. I'll show you once again. So when you do the very last stitch, you do not complete the very last step. So this is how you change the color. You make a double crochet like this, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through the first 2, and to complete the double crochet you again have to yarn over and pull through the last 2. So that will complete your double crochet stitch. But if you are changing color, you just stop at the very last point where you have 2 double crochet. You do not yarn over and pull through both, but you take your next color and then complete your double crochet with the next color. So I'm just going to cut a long tail here, and I'll introduce my new color. So with the next color, take a long tail here and then complete your double crochet with this. So yarn over and pull through both. So you're completing the double crochet with the new color. After this, just turn your work and do what you were doing. So we'll first of all make 2 single crochet, one on top of each other. So it might get a little bit fiddly, it's okay, we'll just start here. So this is the very first stitch. I'm going to insert my hook there. Okay, and I'll make a single crochet first like this. So this is the first single crochet. I'm going to make another single crochet. So I'll make the single crochet here on this loop like this. So this is my second single crochet, second single crochet. And if you want, now you can just tighten this. So just pull on the 2 colors and it will just tighten. Now I'm just going to make a full row of double crochet. Now if you are a professional, you just leave this. If you want to have a very clean professional kind of a look, you keep the tail ends to one side and then make a double crochet. And finally, when you are done with the scarf, use a yarn needle and just weave in the ends. But since I am a lazy person, I'm just going to take these 2 ends along with me and I'm going to yarn over it so that I don't have to weave in separately. So that is up to you. If you want, you can just keep this and make the double crochet on top of this. So I'm just taking this along with me and I'll make a double crochet. So yarn over, I'll insert my hook, I'll keep it here and then complete my double crochet. So this will get hidden along the row, so you don't have to weave it in separately. Again, yarn over, insert your hook, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull to the first 2, yarn over, pull to the next 2. Like this, I'm just going to make a row of double crochet. So here I have completed a row of double crochet. I have the very last stitch left. So the very last stitch, this is your 2 single crochet stacked up on top of each other. So this is your very last stitch. So there I'm going to put a double crochet. So that will complete this row. Now if you are changing color, when you have 2 stitches left, instead of yarning over and pulling it through, you can take the next color and then complete your double crochet. But I'm just going to complete the double crochet here. So this will finish this round. And to do the next round, you just turn your work and again put 2 single crochet. So this is the stitch, make 1 single crochet here, and the next single crochet will go on this loop here. Okay, so here we have 2 single crochet stacked up and then complete a double crochet row. So this is how you make this scarf, and you just have to repeat this pattern as long as you want. So you can see I have just weaved this in. I have this things left, I'll just cut it off. Okay, and you can make it as long as you want. If you want to change color, you can change color. If you wanted to make in one color, it's all up to you. So this is how I'll just show you how I made my scarf. So I have made about 10 rows. I will put the details in the description box how many rows I have changed. Then 2 rows, then again 2 rows of dark brown, then 2 rows, then I think it was 12 or 14. I'll just write every detail here. And again I just change color. So this is all up to you. If you want, you can change color here or just change color at the very end. It's up to your choice. So yeah, you can just make a very long scarf. You just have to repeat row 2 over and over again. Okay, now I'll show you how to make the tassel. So once you're done with the scarf, we'll make the tassels. So for that I have taken about 10 inch of 3-piece. You can make 3 or 4 pieces, it's all up to you. I'm just taking 3 pieces here. It's about 10 inch, and I will just insert it into the very end. So in this stitch I will insert my hook. I will grab these 3 yarns and I will push it through this space like this. Okay, once you have this, you'll have a gap. You can pass these strings or these yarn pieces through the loop here and pull. So there are tassels attached like this. You can just alternate between colors or make the tassels in one color. So I'll complete making a few more tassels and show you how this looks. So here I have finished making the tassels and this is how this looks. So with that, the scarf is done. So that was the tutorial on how to do this crochet scarf. I hope you liked it. I hope you enjoyed making this. It's a very simple and basic scarf pattern. So if you liked it, please do not forget to press on the like button. And if you're new to my channel, please do consider subscribing. And if you're looking for some other crochet patterns, scarves or beanies or anything of that sort, I do have a few on my channel. So I'll put all the links in the description box. If you're interested, you can just check that out. So yeah, that was it. See you in another video. Until then, bye-bye. Thank you for watching.